2024 NFL Draft coverage on Keon Sports is brought to you by JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL was founded by the Lewis family of Kent, Ohio in 2005 to provide residents with a reliable, professional, and high-quality level of service. Fast forward to today, JBL Roofing and Construction has become one of Northeast Ohio's most trusted roofing and siding companies, performing the highest quality work on over 3,000 roofs and projects. Mickey Mart, the moose is on the loose. Your local Mickey Mart is open now for all the food and fuel you need to keep every big game party going. Mickey Mart is proud to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports information and entertainment. Visit www.mickeythemoose.com to find a store near you. Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room or any room look better with a few small suggestions and low cost. You can also find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew is well known around Keon Sports for doing a multitude of services and have hit a home run every single time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047. Lou Grosso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grosso Accounting and Tax Service. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city return, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website, www.lougrossotax.com, for more information. And Every Step Senior. Every Step Seniors is a full-service relocation service helping seniors to downsize and move. They handle every step of the way, including packing, moving, setup, home cleanouts, donations, and home sale prep services. Make sure you check out Every Step Seniors today. 4 more days of prospect rankings remaining here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel, and today going to talk about the corners, and I'm Cole McDaniel again here with you once again. Hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Turn on those notifications if you haven't done so already. A couple more days of great content coming up where these 3 players I'm going to talk about today, well, again, guys that can turn your head here in the first couple of days in the draft. And let's get started at number 3 for the cornerbacks, Kamari Lassiter of Georgia. And Lassiter, he's an outside corner with really the effectiveness against vertical routes, can move pretty well, and has strong hitting power as a tackler, which is, of course, excellent. Not all those cornerbacks in the class, as many good ones as there are, not all of them are the most willing tacklers, but he absolutely is. Tough versus the run and screens due to his ferocity and strength. He's actually pretty reliable in zone coverage as well, and he has strong hands, which allows him to press and fight for the football. He does have a bit of a smaller build despite being a very willing tackler, and he can get lost by watching the quarterback's eyes a little bit too long. Maybe a touch grabby, but a really solid corner and probably a day 2 guy that's going to make an impact pretty early in the league. My player comparisons for him, Devon Witherspoon and Derek Stingley Jr., 2 guys that were selected in the first round. I think he has similarities to them, maybe not the high-end ceiling like those 2, probably maybe about a notch below where they were, but the skill sets, the way he plays is very similar. I would say he could be a day 1 talent, but don't expect to see him taken on day 1. So 2nd to 3rd round is probably where he's going to go. My best fits for him, Carolina, Atlanta, again, 2 places where he can stay down there in the South, pretty close to where he played at Georgia as well. Dallas is another good fit. Obviously, they have Trayvon Diggs, who is coming back from an injury. He has the ability to make some plays and get some interceptions, but sometimes gets a little bit over aggressive when it comes to trying to bite on those passes and make something happen. If you have a strong tackler like Lassiter on the opposite end, I think that would be really beneficial for Dallas as well. And Las Vegas. Las Vegas could use a talented corner like Lassiter. I think with Antonio Pierce, they're going to want to try to play a physical brand of defense. They have physicality and some talented players up front, but if they can add some physicality on the back end, that's only going to make their defense better. Number 2, Kenyon Mitchell from Toledo, a guy who terrorized the MAC. Of course, our own Dom Clary has mentioned Mitchell to me here before as a really good cornerback prospect. And since that conversation months ago, Mitchell has continued to impress at the Senior Bowl, through the Combine, and really in general. Everything that he's done, he's continued to elevate his stock because he's an outside corner that is excellent in zone or man coverage. He's fast, he's physical, he's tough, really anything you can ask for. Mitchell has exceptional vision and instincts, which helps him to jump routes. He's a pretty tough tackler with elite ball skills and lots of closing speed as well. He can be pretty daunting out there on the outside, breaking up the rhythm and blanketing receivers. He's excellent at that. Really a guy who I think can be elite at the next level. He just needs to refine his technique just a little bit. Sometimes he takes some risks. He needs to wrap up a little bit better rather than just throwing his shoulder in on tackles. But if he can clean that up, the sky is the limit for Mitchell. My comparisons for him, Sauce Gardner, he has that type of length and physicality and coverage ability, and Denzel Ward. Ward's another top-tier corner in this league. He's a guy who's had his issues with wrapping up because he likes to throw his shoulder in, like Mitchell, but both are elite corners, and Mitchell falls right in that category. Would not be shocked if he's a Pro Bowler in year one. He's going to probably be a first-round selection at the latest, sneaks into the second round at the very beginning. The Chargers would be an excellent pickup because he can fit in at outside corner. Detroit, well, with the issues with Cameron Sutton and him no longer being on the team, they need another corner. They already probably need one in the first place, but that just adds to that need a little bit more. And Toledo not too far away from Detroit either, so keep him pretty close to where he played his college ball. Pittsburgh, they would love to have a tough physical corner opposite of Joey Porter Jr., replacing the role that Patrick Peterson was in last year. And then my wild card is Baltimore. Baltimore has a good defense. They can add him on that defense. That's the type of player that they'd be looking for on a Baltimore team that's usually pretty tough on that side of the football. And at number 1, just edging out Kenyon Mitchell. I think this one's pretty close in my eyes, but Cooper DeJean of Iowa, and he's an outside corner with electric return man traits as well. Not too often we talk about that with a DB, but he can make something happen as a kick returner or a punt returner. Just a true athlete with solid frame and also is a pretty strong tackler. He has a nose for the football and corrective twitch, which gets him and keeps him in the right spots to make a play on that football. He actually plays a little bit faster in pads on the field than it feels like if he were to just go out there and run a 40-yard dash. The way he moves on the field is just another clip on game day. His recovery angles are usually pretty solid. He can trail well in coverage and has a very smooth back pedal, which helps him with his movements. He doesn't have elite speed or elite fluidity, but he has really no wasted motion because of the way that he moves with those solid angles and the way that he can turn out of his back pedal. He's pretty disciplined, but he could improve in his man coverage as well. That's why I think in an outside zone heavy type of scheme, that's when he's going to make his best impact. Overall, he will be an impact player in the NFL, another guy who I think he could come up with a lot of interceptions and make a lot of plays in the league here pretty shortly. My player comparisons for him, Christian Gonzalez, a guy who last year went very high in the draft and Gonzalez pretty good at jumping routes, getting his hand on the football. And Pat Surtain, the second. Surtain is a guy who can make some tackles, has some physicality at corner, and I think DeJean would match his skill sets pretty well as well. Going to be a first-round pick likely, maybe sneak into the early second round like Mitchell. Unlikely that he makes it to the second. Probably going to be a guy who you see falling somewhere around the 20s. Best fits for him, Detroit, fit in well with them, and we know that Detroit, they loved their Iowa rookies last year in Jack Campbell at linebacker as well as Sam Laporta at tight end, and so they hit on both Iowa rookies that they got last year. So Dan Campbell and the entire front office then of the Detroit Lions, they may love the thought of bringing in a talented Iowa Hawkeye. The Los Angeles Rams, talked about that defense needing to add to what they have back there because they don't have a whole lot at the moment. He would at least make an impact and give them a chance. San Francisco, they can get stronger at their corner spot, and if they can get somebody to help them pick up the football, get some turnovers, and force that, they can get the ball in the hands of Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey in that offense even more often. My wild card is Pittsburgh. I don't think that maybe with him needing a zone-heavy scheme, I'm not sure if Pittsburgh's actually the team for him. I think they like to go man-to-man, especially with a guy like Joey Porter Jr. Probably Mitchell is a better fit for Pittsburgh, but DeJean could go to Pittsburgh. Again, he's played in the black and the gold before, but again, he might be a wild card for them. They might like his ability, but I think he could fit better in some other schemes. That does it for the corners. Linebackers tomorrow, and plenty to talk about with that class and those three top players for them. I will be back with you again. Hit that subscribe button. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow.